Hiya Boro fans, welcome to the preview review show. I'm Foxy, that's Rob on camera, and we are outside the Ali Brownlee Memorial. The man, the voice, the legend. So, let's talk about Brighton briefly. We said on Wednesday that we thought it would be a tight game, which it was, maybe one goal in it. Unfortunately, it wasn't for us. We would all agree that we were robbed. Would we agree that we were robbed, guys? Yeah. Total robbery. Dick Turpin was playing up front for Brighton. Now, if you don't know who Dick Turpin is, ask your dad. He'll soon fill you in. He played number 9 for Brighton on Saturday. Brighton really didn't impress me. They made a lot of changes, 7 or 8 changes, but I wouldn't say there was much difference between our squad and their squad anyway, first 11. We've had a lot of close encounters with Brighton over the last sort of few years. Obviously the big one when we got promoted. So I was expecting a 1-0 or a draw, if I'm honest. So, but I've made 3 changes. In came Clayton. In came Braithwaite and Fletcher. Sorry guys, I was having a moment of madness there because there's just something flying across here as we're doing a little show, and it didn't look like a helicopter. It looked like a rather large bird, to be honest, but there you go. Might have been Traore coming in. You know what he's like, he likes to swoop in and swoop out. Traore. So, getting back to the Brighton game, we were alright. I think we had chances enough to take the game, and I think realistically, Traore hit the post. We were unlucky, like I say, we got robbed. So, is that something now for Pulis to worry about? We've had a couple of robberies, again I use that word, and it is a robbery. Fulham, last home game, obviously we got beat 1-0 last minute. Is that something for him to worry about? Is it a concentration issue? I don't think it is personally. Rob's not worried about it either. You know, he's got a settled back four. The only one thing for me that would be a worry about maybe Brighton on Saturday is the fact that Ayala got injured, and we've had a back four that's been put together which Pulis has kind of relied on. He's kind of made that his back four and he's turned them into a unit, all singing, all dancing unit, everybody singing from the same sheet. We look a lot better, a lot more galvanised than we ever did under Monk. So is that something to worry about, or is it just a case we need to take our chances? I think we just need to take our chances. We got enough firepower in that team to be winning games 3s and 4s every week, really. And I know people will say you're exaggerating, but when you look at that front four, you know, there's a lot of potential there. So let's talk about Sheffield Wednesday, the smaller club from Sheffield. And obviously they've got a manager with a fake moustache. I don't know whether that's a real moustache or not. Please check it out when they roll into town. Is it real? I don't think anyone knows. So, you know, in a serious point, they haven't done much in the last month. They've had Lukai come in as a new manager with his stunt moustache. Different tash for every day of the week. Sorry, I'll keep away from that. Although he has kept the same tash consistently since Friday, because I saw him in a press conference today and I saw him in one on Friday. So, they haven't done anything in the last month. They've had a league game with Sheffield United, I think was the last league game, 0-0. They've had a sending off in Lovens, who'll be suspended for the BORO game, which is good news for us. They've had a couple of draws. Well, they've had a 0-0 draw with Carlisle, obviously the 0-0 draw with Sheffield United, and they've also had a big FA Cup win against Reading on Friday. Looked like he didn't make that many changes from the team that we looked at. So, is he going to play that team again against BORO? Jordan Rhodes coming back to town, didn't ever do anything here. He should have lit the Riverside up. And Reach, who's a player that I really rate, to be fair, loves a 30-yarder. Let's hope he doesn't get one on Tuesday. So, they're going to roll into town. For me, I don't think they're anything special. As I've said, they're a tiny, whiny, smarmy club. Anyone who's got a weekday in the name, especially the middle day, the hump day, that tells you everything you need to know. Sheffield Wednesday. I think we can get 3 points against them, and I think from moving on now, I think we can make the Riverside a fortress. The one thing that I would say, going back to Brighton, is our star man Traore. He can frighten any team in this league, so there's no reason why he can't frighten the life out of these guys on Tuesday. Potentially, you know, this guy could take us up. £100 million player, a lot of people are touting it. Funnily enough, it's the same people that said he was garbage though at the start of the season. Traore is not garbage, is he? No. Crazy talk. So, Sheffield Wednesday, average team. They haven't won in a month. They're 18th in the league. They're not doing anything flash. There's no reason why we can't turn them over. I personally think there'll be a lot of goals in it. I think it'll be 3 or 4, and I genuinely think we'll score straight away. If we do, then, you know, it will be a battering. But, like I said, we need to move forward now, put the Fulham game to bed. Obviously, we've had QPR in between that, and make the Riverside a fortress, like I said. So, we've got a couple of Boro fans here, and we're just going to have a quick chat and see what they think about the season so far. So, let's have your on, lads. Enter stage left. Hiya.
Hello.
Your name is?
Harvey.
Hello, Harvey. Foxy, your name is?
Alfie.
Alfie, pleased to meet you, my friend.
Kai.
You forgot his name. Typical Boro fan.
Tom.
Tom. Hiya, mate. You must be in charge of this crew by the looks of it. So, what's your feelings on the season so far?
With Gary Monk, he was good, but to the end in the middle, he's died out, and his players, he hasn't got the dressing room behind him.
He didn't seem to, did he?
No, he didn't get the dressing room behind him.
Do you think under Pulis it looks as if we've got more of a unit?
Pulis has passion about himself.
He does, doesn't he?
He gets the best out of his players.
Which, as fans, we just want somebody to give their left leg and run and try, and then hopefully all the rest comes with it.
They wouldn't do that because they wouldn't put 100% in.
They wouldn't, would they?
No.
And you can see the difference, can't you, between what Monk was doing. And realistically, guys, with a squad that should be winning this league, it seems as if now we're starting to produce what that team. Stewie Downing's looking good for the last 2 months. Yeah. I know he started to do it under Monk, and Pulis has come in. Promising, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, are we all in agreement? I mean, what do you think with the season so far? Where do you think we can go up?
Yeah, I reckon if we try our hardest, we should go up.
Confidence, we like that. Do you think we can go up?
Yeah.
Well, come on, let's have a bit more out of you. We're talking loads over there. We can't get nothing out of you now. We've got a giggler. Boro up. Boro up.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I reckon we could do it if we don't do it again. Playoffs.
Do you think we could? Do you think we could go up in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Do you really do? Do you think that the playoffs might not be quite strong this year? The playoffs. Do you think it might not be something we really want to avoid, or are you just wanting a sneaky trip to Wembley?
Yeah.
Sneaky trip to Wembley. I tell you what, honestly, we love Wembley, by the way, don't we?
Never won there before, but yeah.
So season so we all think Boro will go up, and let me just ask you as well, guys. Starman so far this season. Who's your starman this season?
Traore.
Traore?
Traore. Probably Downing.
Downing, fair point, fair enough. I would disagree with that, although I think he's played brilliant last 2 months. I just think he's a guy that we criticise because we expect so much more from. But he is producing now, Boro fans, so don't write in.
Fabio or Traore.
Do you know what? Let me just ask you on that. That's a good point, we haven't mentioned that. Fabio. Fabio and Christie, for me, were 2 players under Monk that actually performed. Would we agree with that? They were attacking players. Pulis has come in and he's kind of gone, I don't want these players. He doesn't like slight players. He doesn't like a smaller fullback. Obviously, he's brought Shotton in with power. George Friend, again, another tall player. Gibson, we already know about, and Ayala, who, as we've already mentioned, is owning his space again. So it's kind of funny for me how he's taken those 2 positions that were playing really well and brought his own men in, when really you would have thought he would have changed other things first where we were already struggling with, i.e. attacking midfielders. So,
we're lacking a player like Gaston Ramirez when Monk was in.
Totally agree with that, and that's a very good point. Gaston Ramirez. There's been a few players linked with Boro this week. Bradley Dack from Blackburn, a Ghanaian international whose name I can't pronounce. I do apologise. A lot of clubs are looking at this guy as a winger. But as you've said there yourself, you know, Fabio had a great season. But what Pulis has done, and we'll leave it at this, Boro fans, on this kind of note, is that we're a unit now. We're a team. We're galvanised, and he's settled on players that he wants to play in positions. And I think that is the one big thing that I think Monk missed, was organisation and people knowing what they were doing. And we've got that now under Pulis. So let's hope that Ayala's fit for Tuesday and that we can spank this club, because, like I said, anybody who's rolling into town with a fake moustache and a team that we can hardly, you know, we don't even know where they are in Sheffield. They haven't even got a postcode. You try to find them in a sat-nav, it's a taxi driver's nightmare. So, Boro, 4-0 I think Tuesday, guys. Scoreline? Whatever you think. 3-2. 3-2. That's all, Holly.
3-2 or 3-1.
No, that's a good law. I was just going to say that's Hollywood action.
1-0.
Are we talking 3-2 to the Borough here, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, 4-1, 4-2.
4-1, 4-2. I kind of agree with you.
3-0 Traore to get 2 in the Sunderland.
I love that. Brilliant. Thank you, guys. You've been stars. We'll hope we see you again. All right. Up the Borough.
Borough.
Cheers, guys.